Hello, everybody. There are already so many people in the chat. So hello to all of you. This is a fun one because this is public to everybody on our channel, which we haven't done in a minute.
Yeah.
Usually only our members get these live streams, so it's your lucky day. Roo, this is a very good cold weather outfit. Is it freezing here?
Yeah, this is actually a dress.
Aw,
So it's a dress.
that's great.
And it is a little chilly today.
I have a sweater too.
It reminds me of a great sweater, which is a classic sweater, which is what Billy Crystal wore in
When Harry Met Sally.
Thank you.
Yes. So good, yeah. Oh, hello. Hi, everybody.
This is so nice.
Are y'all excited for all our case updates? I'm excited. There's a big one that we haven't shared yet, so make sure you stay to watch the actor's conviction and sentencing.
Love a sweater dress. Yes, it is. It is. No, you can't tell. No, I can't tell. Never mind.
The office is too small for you to back up enough to make it happen.
Never mind. We do have very little office space. Are those military challenge coins? Close. They're law enforcement challenge coins behind me.
You have a lot of them, though. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, this is actually covering it. But yeah, we do.
Cool. Yeah.
We have so much to share.
I know. I feel like
let's answer this question though. Hello. Okay. When is a new episode going out?
1 week from today, and that's the first episode of season 3, Operation Burnline. And that's going to drop for our members, our channel members. And then a little bit after that, we'll drop it publicly. Mm-hmm. But this episode, guys, is 40 full minutes long. Like, it's a hefty one. And
yeah.
Really big. We have the photographer, and we have the stoner. No, sorry.
Romeo?
Oh, Romeo. How can I forget? Oh my gosh, yeah.
And we are drifting. We've done it before a little bit where we drift from our regular pattern of ACM names, this, that. But in this case, we were just giving. We did it. We had honest Ron.
Yes.
Yeah. Good question. Nene15 asks, how come it's not on Discovery Plus or other channels? Great question. So we had Undercover Underage, and there were 2 seasons, and they're available on HBO Max. And then Undercover Underage ended. So we created our own TV show with the same production company that did Undercover Underage. So it really, SOSA Undercover is the continuation of Undercover Underage. So
it's really beneficial in some ways. Like, we have a lot more freedom. We're able to respond to what you guys want and your feedback, which is nice.
We can censor a bit less on the members only episodes. So I'll say, we have free episodes and we have members only episodes. And the real difference is members only episodes are a bit longer. Mm-hmm. And they are, however, also a bit grimier. They have more content. A lot of the stuff that we have to bleep out for the public is not bleeped out. That said, it is, I would call it a scarier rating, right?
Yeah. One of the main benefits.
It's rated R. The members only are the rated R versions.
One of the main benefits is you don't have to wait 2 years between seasons. It's going to be maybe a month since the last season, and we've been giving other kinds of videos, so you get back to back content.
Yes. Nice. So, we have SOSA Undercover has 3 seasons, and the 3rd season is premiering in a week. Mm-hmm. And that's 3 seasons in 1 year. And if you think about it, season 1 came out 2021, season 2 came out 2023. There was a dual premiere for season 1. So it's how many episodes are we giving you guys this year? So many episodes. We have to give them. Yeah.
And we launched mid-year, so. Oh, but I want to answer this question. His Bunny says, you guys think you would ever make merch? We have it. It's your lucky day. It's already on our website. And I think we can tease today, but we're going to be launching a brand new merch line just in time for Black Friday. And so we're really excited about that. It's like very creative.
This is what I like this comment from Violet, which I can no longer see. It went away. Stand by. Stand by. Honestly, it's easier to understand the severity of what's going on in the members only episodes. But yes, as a result, more intense. So if you don't, I mean, it's heavy content. So if you don't want the nitty gritty and the grosser, then stick with the free episodes. If you like having kind of access to more of what's going on and understanding those details and kind of getting a lot of that content uncensored, then yes. I mean, we censor some things, obviously, like appendages. Can I say that on this one?
Yes.
Appendages.
Yeah, the most gory stuff, you know.
Oh, Chanel Girl 1291 says, I've been supporting you since the HBO Max days.
Oh, that's so sweet. Katie asks if there's any chance of international shipping. So we're doing a lot of research to figure out exactly how much that would cost. And we're going to try to make it work. But I'll just let you know it's going to be expensive. And that's because it's just like so expensive for us to do it.
I think we tried to see what it was like to do like a t-shirt, and it was $30, something insane.
Yeah. But we're going to do our best to make it work for you guys. Let's see. Jennifer says, thank you for protecting us from appendages. You're so welcome. Elizabeth says, can you make stickers? We're planning to, but also we already send stickers out to our new donors. So if you want to donate through our website, sosatogether.org, we'll mail you some.
And so just so you know, it's two different things. So you have, YouTube where SOSA Undercover is, but our organization is SOSA, and that website is sosatogether.org. So making a donation there or being a monthly donor there is different from YouTube.
Yes. Ooh, here's a really good question. Where do you guys hope to see SOSA in the future?
That's really funny you asked.
Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see SOSA doing a lot of things, actually.
What's one cool thing that we could?
I think I would like to see us do more on the legislative side. I don't know if that's cool, but that's cool for me. I like that. I would like to do more on the legislative side.
I mean, that allows the impact to be like so great,
Thank you. I like this one too. Jordan, I love your Instagram vibes, trying not to be creepy.
Oh,
you do have great Instagram vibes, actually. If you're not following her, she's at Jordan BB Perez.
Yes.
Right?
My Instagram, I feel like, is the personification of what Roo and I sometimes talk about, where in our personal lives, we're like these cute little wholesome, cozy people. And then in our work lives, it's
well, Jen, who's our director of development, got me this sticker, and it's going to be mirrored, but it feels, outside of my work role, it does feel very...
That's so cute.
Literally just a girl. Inside me, there are two wolves. One runs SOSA, one's a calico critter.
One testifies in court.
Oh, yes.
And one does, embroidery.
One wears Kevlar, and one likes her cats.
Yeah, I love it though.
So do you want to get into, I know some people, there have been some thoughts like maybe we yap too much and they would love the updates. So what we could do is do a scene and then allow us to yap.
Yeah.
And then do another, or do a scene and an update.
And just so you guys know, I know some people have asked for this. I am going to go back after the live and add timestamps in case you want to search directly to what you want to see. Okay. First of all, the Apostle. So in case you don't remember this guy, he's one who showed up to meet our trafficked underage girl who was a sex worker. And he was saying all these things after he was arrested. He was like, I was there to lead her to Jesus, to spread the gospel to her. But, everything that had happened leading up to that directly contradicted that. He was talking about specific acts. I'm going to try to be careful that he was planning with her. He was negotiating the money that they were going to, exchange. And
in exchange for services rendered.
Right. So it was very clearly not the case.
Well, I think also what was interesting about this guy is when he was communicating with the decoy, he specifically asked, I'm going to say this as best as I can without upsetting people. Or like, we try to keep the public videos as suitable for work as possible. Members only, I feel like we just are able to.
Yeah.
So I'll say it this way. This feels deeply coded. He also gave our decoy paperwork showing the results of all of his testing to show that he was clean. So STI, free of STIs, STDs. And that was something that was, that is pretty damning to say here's why I feel like we should not use protection. I am looking to not use protection with you, a minor, in the context of paid time together.
And he stated his intent was not this was going to be a one-time thing. He was actually looking for like this long, relationship where this would be happening over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. He wanted like 3 times a week, like an ongoing, I don't know, like trash pickup or cleaning service. Right? Like, it's what kind of line item does he have in his budget for that?
Yeah. One funny thing, a lot of people commented on the shirt he chose to wear, and it was like a funny thing in context. But okay, so he was convicted.
Wait. Oh, not only, but before he was convicted,
yeah,
we had to do a whole entire trial.
Yeah. Okay, you go through that. Sorry. I'm not trying to.
I feel like because I have to go through it, I really just want to share it so everyone.
Yeah. This is an important part of the job. I mean, Roo's the only one who has to testify.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, the upside is, right, we're able to get these arrests. The downside is that I'm on the hook for testifying in a lot of these, which means traveling to testify. Were you with me for this one?
No,
a different one. Yes. So it was a trial, and I'm the state's witness, so I testify and then I'm cross-examined. And there's a lot of his defense attorney, and everyone has the right to a trial. Everyone has the right to, face a jury of their peers, etc. And it was long. We were there all day and kind of going through the evidence. And we had, screen by screen, all the text messages, reading them out loud, as gross as they may be, reading out all the text messages, going through them, message by message, and then of course the defense attorney, his job is to sort of poke holes in things, right? Like, well, couldn't he have meant this? And, but what if this? And
they ask you wild questions. I mean, the one I went to, they were like, ask you things that did not seem relevant or necessary in any way.
Okay, I'll say this, that sometimes, and I think it was a public hearing, so I think it's okay for me to share this. One of them was that he is former military. So the apostle's former military. And the idea, and one of the defense arguments was that he experiences PTSD, and having a bunch of law enforcement point a gun at him when he was being arrested triggered his PTSD, and he shared things under duress. And so he didn't really mean it. And in fact, XYZ, etc. So that was an example of, I mean, and there's all sorts of arguments that someone will bring to court, but that was a big one.
Yeah. Okay. Should we share?
Oh yeah, please.
All right. He was convicted of attempted child sexual exploitation, sentenced to 3 years in prison and then 7 years probation.
Yeah. So that seems low. Let me just, I actually have it on my wall. May I grab it for you?
Yeah. Yeah, we always hear whenever we share sentences that, oh, it's too low. But I mean, these are always in line with what is happening in those districts and those counties. There he is. Yeah.
Okay, so sentenced to 3 years in prison, 7 years probation, and then a specific amount of time on the sex offender registry.
Yes.
Now, bear in mind, this is really in line with a lot of sentences that that these cases get. So I'm going to turn my camera to show you the wall for a moment.
And it's county by county, right? So in another state, the typical sentence might be different. Yeah.
Correct. So a lot of these, I would say, so everything with a red dot means that case has been adjudicated. I need a sticker to go on. I need a red dot to go on there. Maybe if an intern is listening to me right now, they'll procure a red dot. But so, and I would say a lot of these are, 2 years in prison, 3 years suspended, 3 years in prison, 7 years suspended, that just means probation. 3 years in prison, 7 years probation. A lot are like 2 in, 8 out, 3 in, 7 out. But some are 5 in, 5 out, 10 in, 7 out. That can't be right. Oh, I see. Yeah, 7 in, 3 out. So it really just depends. How long do they stay on the sex offender registry? We have found that could be anywhere from 10 to 15 years to lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, suspended just means after. Oh, thank you. Suspended just means after. So let's say they serve 3 years in prison. They are on probation for the next 7 years. So if they violate that, and there's often rules that come along with that. Like sometimes it's you can't have access to social media, etc.
Yeah. Which you saw that case in one of our episodes when it was somebody who we had actually caught in the past. They'd gotten right out of prison and then was on social media communicating with our decoy again.
Miles asked the question, what's the % chance these people reoffend? And I think that's a really great question. I would say for us, it's hard to look at any recidivism rates with like a lot of confidence because so many crimes go unreported. Yeah. That said, we have had the distinct displeasure of finding the same guy twice. We helped find him. He was arrested. He was sentenced, came out, was on probation, crimed again, and is now back in prison. And when you violate that probation, now he has to fulfill the entirety of his time. So it was 2 years in, 8 years out. And so now I believe he has to serve all 10 years.
And then a similar situation, we've had perpetrators who are currently awaiting trial for these crimes against like a real child and are still perpetuating these crimes while they wait for their day in court.
Let me give you an example, actually. This was from season 1 of Undercover Underage, and he's actually a former deputy who was caught in a sting and was awaiting trial. And he turned around and, reached out to our decoy. And so instead of doing separate charges, what that allowed the DA to do was say, look, he's violating his conditions of bond. And so now he deserves the maximum in prison. And he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, where he is now.
Yeah, Henry brings up the prisoner who is actively in prison and still doing things. Yes.
And then also the shadow who was awaiting, and forgive me for saying this, but like how reckless and how very online do you have to be in order to get caught in 3 separate stings?
Well, and his probation officer, remember, showed up at his house while he was on a call with our decoy. He was not fazed. Okay, should we move to the next?
Sure.
Case? Okay, this is the mentor. So this is one of the ones in Shreveport. He was meeting our boy decoy.
This is Operation Quicksand.
Yes. This is the one who met at like the drugstore and had directed the decoy to purchase protection for their encounter.
We really can't say that word, huh? It rhymes with bond.
Prophylactic. confusing.
A little bit.
Yeah. And this was like a little bit of a scary arrest just from the standpoint of like the time of day it was. This was like in a parking lot of a store, and there were a lot of shoppers there. And so our like main priority was the safety of everybody in this environment. And that was what law enforcement was really honed in on.
Yeah, he was the one that was like, oh, you guys, he was pretty angry upon his arrest. And yeah, he was pretty angry upon his arrest, and he was like, well, you guys are on the apps. But it was really clear that he was trying to groom the decoy, train the decoy, teach the decoy. And this case, it was a boy decoy. And the reason why we also run boy decoys is because it's really important for us as an organization to highlight that kids are targeted regardless of their gender, their sexuality, and various other factors. So it's important that we share those stories too. It's important that we share those stories too.
So yeah, Natalie asks, is this the one where Roo just is a teen boy? Yes, she was the boy decoy for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me pull up my notes. All right, so he was charged with computer-aided solicitation of a minor and indecent behavior with a juvenile, and was convicted, sentenced to 5 years in prison, and then 3 years probation after that. So a little bit of a longer sentence. Like we were saying, it varies based on location and what the actual charges are.
Sorry, say that one more time. The sentence?
It's 5 years in prison, 3 years probation.
Yes, and I had originally said I thought it was lifetime on the sex offender registry. I believe it's actually 15 years.
Amanda Bear asks, will we see more cases with a male decoy this next season?
Oh, and have you considered finding a male decoy to join the team? We could. I think in general, it is hard for men to be undercover as younger men without a lot of extra editing, because we can use makeup to make a woman look younger, but for men, men don't usually like present with makeup on. So it can. There are certain types of there are people that we've been able to use that have been really effective.
Yes. Somebody asked, do we notice different grooming tactics for boy decoys versus girl decoys? And I'll say one thing that we sometimes notice is when a man is like approaching a boy decoy, they can be a lot more direct and like go through the grooming process quicker. They'll like sometimes be more out of the gate. This is exactly what I want to do. Are you down or not? But there is also a lot of overlap with what they're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what really I find to be bothersome is that a lot of, these kids, or at least this boy decoy, what we are presenting as being closeted, not out yet. And, sometimes, a lot of times, and we've had people who have reached out to SOSA and said, I was abused, and because I wasn't out yet, I didn't want to tell anyone. So I never told my parents. So thank you for sharing that this happens to queer kids as well.
Oh, Existential Bread, thank you so much for that donation. That's really kind.
Oh, thank you. Lots of love from Texas. Oh, thank you so much. Hug back to Texas. Okay.
All right. Should we go to the actor?
Uh-huh.
I know that you guys care about this one. You guys comment about this all the time. Okay. The actor, which the arrest was important enough that, Roo and I and law enforcement drove several hours to go arrest him at his apartment.
And this decoy was played by Ariel Winter.
Yes. And she was Everly. She was 12 years old. This is the one who like had those different personas, right? Like when he was talking to her, he had this childish, almost like really innocent voice. He like changed his voice. It was kind of Mickey Mouse-esque, and just like acted really non-threatening, and then would switch that up. And then he would also block her and then come back and use that as a manipulation tactic. So we knew early on that this guy was practiced.
And Lieutenant Cates was the case agent for this. I think. Yes, Lieutenant Cates. And if you remember, Dawson was there too. And he had watched us from inside his apartment for a bit because he had seen like law enforcement go in and there was like a different door. And anyway, he had a knife in his pocket and he did reach for the knife. And that was like a stressful moment. And what people don't see, because we didn't share this scene, is that he actually also had a very large knife in a sheath at the small of his back too. And that was like, and then, you know, we went into his house and there were lots of like.
He was a fan of weaponry.
Yes, thank you. That's a really good way to put it. He was a fan of weapons, correct. But then what was also interesting, so he was arrested and then we needed to call someone about his dog. So he's like, call my aunt. My aunt lives here in like a separate building. So we called the aunt, and the aunt came and saw Wather and said, do you want to share this part?
Ugh, it just like makes me really emotional. But she said that, you know, the actor from the time he was like 12 years old was in a facility basically because he had been abusing his sister. And so from at least as young as 12, this is something that he's been doing. And then he got out and he was 18, right? And when we arrested him, he was, I think, 31. So for all of those years, there's a really high likelihood that he's been doing this online to who knows how many people.
Yeah, I will say that the original forensic investigation of his phone didn't show anything, and that's good to hope that there weren't other victims, at least recently. But he also did have an interesting criminal history where there was some violence involved and some, you know, violence against people in general.
People in his life, yeah.
Yes. But there was also like that resisting arrest and, you know, trying to kick out a car window when he was arrested. So it was thinking about that and how like clearly there was like rehabilitation was not successful or whatever type he received was upsetting. And this was a very specific kind of this is a very specific sort of arduous case that we worked on. And we ended up calling it for this one Operation Milk Dud, and it's because I was just stress eating milk duds the whole time.
The drive was long. I mean, it was several hours each way. So
yeah, and yes, and so I, yeah. Would you want to go to his sentence?
Yes. Okay. He was convicted of lewd or indecent proposals to a child under 16. Our decoy was 12, and sentenced to 5 years in prison, 15 years probation.
Yeah. So if you think about it, by the time he gets, I mean, here's hoping that he gets the rehabilitation that he needs. Yeah. I actually,
at least, if nothing else, for those 5 years, he hopefully is not doing this to other kids.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, he's served now almost a year of that sentence. So, you know, 4 more years to go. Because they get credited for time served. He was not bonded out.
Yeah. Okay. Those were the updates from SOSA Undercover that we had planned to share. If you want to know about other cases, let us know in the comments and we can like pull that up now. Roo also has the whole wall up there to reference.
I do. In fact, we are getting to the point where we're running out of wall unless I go up there, which is not great.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Okay, so here's the thought.
Okay.
Which, if you're an intern and you're hearing this, no, you're not. Just, we're not there yet. I think what you might have to do is shrink every mugshot to half a page.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So like half page.
So like, yeah.
So two per, and then so it's like smaller. Like if we could just like, you know, decrease everything by 20%, like it's on the Photoshop or Canva.
Right. Somebody loves how proud you get about your wall. I mean, it's a big deal. It's like important to us.
Say the suggestion was that they go on this wall too, but I'm at the point where I just don't necessarily want to be surrounded by them. Like they're all right here, and I have some nice things that offset this, like Santa the duck, like my little dinosaur, like this plant that is definitely dying. and some other plants. And so I think being surrounded by it is maybe too much.
Yeah. Even the metaphor of that, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you want to share? You want to share we're going to do older cases too?
Yeah, should we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Which undercover underage cases do you guys want to know about?
Ooh. Oh, did I click on that accidentally? Should I not?
Yeah, but that's perfect, actually.
Okay. I have my case spreadsheet open. Do you have the same spreadsheet open?
I do.
Ooh.
One thing I was saying right before this is I think we should add a column for the name we call them on the show, because there's so many at this point where I'm like, wait, okay, what was their nickname? And this is their real name. And
should we remove this so we can keep comments back up? Remove this.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Let's see.
Okay, bodybuilder and gray man. We have those are first two.
Ooh. Okay. The bodybuilder, if you recall, he was the season finale of Undercover Underage on HBO Max, and he was one that had
season 2. Yes.
Season 2. He is one that reached out to every single decoy and was asking for all sorts of things, but was sharing like different pictures on each one. And we ended up having to put an of-age decoy. We brooked him, where I was Brooke online, and he arranged to meet, and then we were able to arrest him. They were able to arrest him that way. And then during his interview with Lieutenant Cates, it came out that he had been, can I say this?
Try to say it in a different way, maybe.
I mean, I hate to.
There had been hands-on
assault.
Yeah.
Very
egregious.
Yeah. The worst kind of assault on a minor.
Yes.
The worst kind. He was doing that to somebody he knew. So he was charged with
years. I mean, years. Yeah.
He was charged with first degree, along with 3 counts of soliciting conduct or communication with a minor by use of technology, possession of CSAM, procuring, producing, distributing CSAM, and then buying, possessing, or procuring obscene material. And so the total ended up being, he was tried in 2 different counties. And Canadian County, which is the county we work with, had said essentially like 15 years in prison. The other county where he was arrested for the most egregious one, allowed for all of them to be served concurrently, which we were shocked by. Like we were shocked by it. So he's actually, the totality of it is something like 52 years for multiple charges, but because he can serve those concurrently, if he's on good behavior and nothing else happens, then he will serve 15 years in prison, 10 years probation, which sucks. But that's 15 years. He's not out.
Okay, I want to interrupt for 1 second. Somebody's really frustrated that we didn't answer their question. I just want to let you know, comments, there are a lot of comments, and we're doing our best. So if we don't see your question at first, please ask it again. We'd love to answer.
Yeah,
it's never intentional. It's just, we have a lot of information we're trying to share with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, all of you. Yeah, so that was a big one. Okay, gray man. So let's see. Let me pull his up.
I know his off the top of my head.
Okay, share his.
3 years in, 7 years out. He is already out of prison.
Yes, and he also had CSAM on his device afterwards, and was convicted of possession of obscene material and lewd or indecent proposals to a child under 16.
Yeah, so he's out, and he is on the sex offender registry. I'm just checking our adjudicated cases here. Yeah, so he was sentenced to 3 years in, 7 years suspended, So 2 of those. So sentence 3 years, 7 years suspended times 2, but both counts were to run concurrently. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to check the sex offender registry. Yeah, I don't know. Are we? Sorry, there are so many questions that I'm struggling.
Yes.
Let me just look this up.
Oh my gosh, one of these questions is asked in a really funny way, but I'll let you finish yours and then.
Go ahead, ask it or read it.
What happened to the jerk it at work accountant?
Hey. That case is still pending.
Yes, but also there's not been only one of those people who has done it.
I thought we were talking about the white whale.
Oh, I think they might be talking about the engineer, but maybe not.
Listen, there's a reason why I do not touch community food in any office setting. When they're like, hey guys, there's muffins out here. I'm like, knowing what these perps do in an office setting, and it's something like,
or even in a food service setting, like we learned from
40% of people do that at work. I'm not touching. Yeah.
Okay, so
donuts. Would you guys ever compromise your morals and functioning of SOSA to go government-wide? I know people would like you to go bigger, but we know how the government runs things. Thanks. Jordan, great question. So no, never would. I would prefer that we remain small, effective, and above board beyond anything else. I think there are government entities that are doing this, right? Like there are ICAC teams, there are investigators, there are other people that are doing this well. We also are doing this well, and we're going to continue to do it with the proper methodology and the values that we hold true to SOSA.
Oh, great answer.
Oh my God, should I transcribe that?
Yeah, save that for later. Somebody, intern.
Yeah, I mean, there are people that don't really want. I will say, like, there are things that I've done, like after there was an arrest of a specific type of medical provider, I turned around and got a female version of that. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Another one we could share that sometimes people ask about, because I know our video about the Patriot, which is the one who is interested in our 12-year-old, but also her 2-year-old neighbor.
Sorry, I want to answer this really quickly because I think the second time I've seen this. When they break the probation, do they do the time plus more time for reoffending? I am not sure. It's really handled on a case-by-case basis, and I am not. I'm not a prosecutor, and so it can really it's really case by case basis, district by district basis. Different jurisdictions run things different ways.
Yep. Well, I can't find him on the sheet, but the Patriot was sentenced to 20 years.
I have him right on the wall. 20 years in prison, 10 years probation. I did testify at that sentencing.
Yes.
He was charged with lewd or indecent proposals to a young human. Am I allowed to say child here?
I think so, yeah.
And then possession of CSAM.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, you know, that's something that always happens after an arrest is that forensic download of the phone. And all too often that's found after the fact.
Oh, Cassidy May asks, do decoys ever dispose of clothing from ops at the end of them? So we never have decoys wear their own clothing. We say, like, what are your sizes? We'll get you clothing. So because you want to kind of, like, you wear something and then it's suddenly cursed.
Preparation, you know?
So yes, I will say that, but there are times where people really want a piece of decoy clothing. An example, can I say NUT hair? Can I say that?
Harry, if you're watching, you're going to yell at us, I'm sure.
I've been wearing boots for each arrest, and there was one time that I was wearing boots. Can I tell this story?
I don't know. That might have to be members only. Well, I mean, we don't want YouTube to get mad at us.
I really want to tell this story.
Tell it. See how obscure it can be. Try to tell it.
So we were doing a takedown of a perpetrator, and it was in a hotel room. And this guy had crossed state lines to meet with what he thought was a child. And so I was, we're all geared up, and he was actually taken down in the hotel lobby, but he agreed to let us go into his hotel room and search. Are you about to say what he did in the lobby?
Yes.
Okay. He had tummy troubles. He had tummy troubles upon arrest.
And defecated.
Yes.
In his trousers.
Yeah, and that was not great. Now, we're in the hotel room, and because I was sort of like aged down, obviously, I don't want to be there and like stare at him for this interview. So I'm just kind of like waiting in the bathroom, and they are searching the hotel room, and they find protection and cash and material, like greenery that's for greenery that's used to enhance your mental experience, perhaps. Anyway, but they also found hair clippers and Band-Aids. And so they were like, what happened here? Because this guy has a full beard. And he was like, yes, I was. And they used the words manscaping. He was manscaping, waiting for this minor. And I'm like, again, I'm like sweating. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. I think I'm wearing like someone else's coat over it because I'm like trying to hide. And I'm like in the bathroom just sort of waiting. And they're like, hey, okay, so where did this you're bleeding? Where did this happen? And he's saying essentially he was
grooming.
Yeah, but the grooming here is weird. He was giving himself a very short haircut, but not on his head and not his beard. He was, I would say, below the equator of this man. If this man was a globe, he was removing hair below the equator. We're like, oh, where are you doing it? And he's like, in the bathroom. And this law enforcement kind of moseys over and looks at me. And he looks at me, and he looks down, and he's like, Roo, you're standing all over his nut hair. And I look down, and I said this before. If pubic hair was confetti, this was New Year's Eve.
Oh my God.
It was everywhere. And so they're cool boots, but I was like, this is, So after a lot of sanitizing, I'm discovering that my teenage daughter loves these boots and she wears them to school all the time. And so she's like, yeah, I'm wearing, and I'm like, hey, I'm going on an app. She's like, you can't take the night hair boots. I'm wearing them to school this week. So anyway, yeah.
Actually, I was going to look at his case.
Dora the Explorer said, what a weird line to enter on. Oh my God. And boots, like this is so thematic. Yeah.
Okay, I found him. Yeah.
I'm afraid to say anything. It's that YouTube flags us for saying stuff.
Yeah, we're trying not to get our channel in trouble. That's what's
that's all. Like, I'm not afraid of when we're on members only. Sweet little Jordan is dropping the worst sort of curse words that would make any sailor blush. But here we have to say below the equator trimming.
Okay, so many people have asked this, and so many people have also answered it. But I will say this. We have not encountered a woman ACM. It has not happened.
No, never. Not a single woman on this wall. And never. Not necessarily because women are superior. We're not saying that. But they just don't prey online. And they're more likely to, do that with people that they know in person.
Yes. Okay. That is our response for that.
No, it wasn't the visitor. This actually was not filmed. So we went we went a long time without being filmed. So we were doing this all on our own. But I will say for this, you had posted a picture of this guy to Instagram. And I was like, Jordan,
She made me blur his feet because he was wearing sandals and his toenails were so long. She was like, we can't out him like that. We have to
it would detract from like the severe, like people would forget that this guy was like this criminal and focus only on the fact that he needed a pedicure. And for all of his concern about taking care of hair, he could like pick up a pair of, while you're getting clippers, get a pair of toenail clippers while you're at it, you know?
For those people who are asking where they can watch old episodes of Undercover Underage, Discovery Plus, HBO, and then we have long episodes or long clips on our YouTube channel if you scroll back.
Did you know you could do this? I do like this.
Ooh.
Are things like ages not blurred or bleeped out?
Ooh.
Correct. We can speak a lot more freely. And when we edit, it's a lot freer.
Which is one of those helpful things when it comes to knowing the impact. I mean, if you don't hear how old the decoy is, it's harder to feel that.
Let's say, sorry, can I just give another?
Yeah.
Rainbows 103 says, members only is really worth it if you can afford it. We have 2 different tiers. The lower tier is how much, Jordan?
$5.99 a month.
$5.99 a month. And yeah, and that, yes.
Somebody asked if
okay, talent is a great way to put it because it, you know what? Never mind. Unfortunately, we do see a lot of feet because when perpetrators send photos of below the equator, often we see lots of other things too, including bare feet and toes. Sometimes, you know,
marks. We could say that, I think. The underwear is not usually clean. That's what I'll say to you.
Yeah.
And the bathroom is usually,
if they're in the shower, yeah, it's always, there's always a lot going on.
There's that one where somebody was like gripping the tile with their toes.
Not the grippers. Or what we've seen a lot of is this.
No, stop. I can't handle that right now.
Soul to soul. I'm like, what is happening? What? Are they trying to get in the lotus pose?
Okay, Lily asked, do all the episodes become free to access at some point later on? Most. Only one has not been so far, and that's because the case involved CSAM, and we like literally could not edit it enough to not get flagged on for free.
Yeah. I will say too that versions of them become free, so it's not in its totality. There's a lot of bleeping, a lot of blurring, and in fact, like scenes get cut entirely. And somebody who's a member had noted that, like, because he was watching both the members' versions and the free versions because he wanted to see a difference. In the members' versions, there was like this really interesting scene with Ariel Winter, and like we're talking about a lot of really specifics that have to do with
language.
Yeah. And there was just no way to, it would have just been a continuous like 3-4 minute bleep. So they just have to remove it entirely. So
yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see. I'm trying to read through. There's a lot going on. I love you for your comments. I'm so sorry that I'm not doing this fast enough.
Jennifer says, season 3 coming to HBO? No, it's coming here to this channel. Jessica has asked a couple times, have you had a minor try to contact a decoy? We've had people who pretend at first that they're minors and then later reveal that they're actually adults.
Oh, Nicholas, thank you so much for becoming a member.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, you can technically say anything you want on YouTube as long as you delete the live stream afterwards.
We're going to leave it up, though, because a lot of people can't join at this time. We want them to be able to watch.
What city state do you guys hope to do an operation in? Do you have a dream list? So even if we did, we would not share that because we don't want you to think that like we're going and we don't share where we're not going because that's poor. That's poor security.
Okay, Cassidy says you're laughing so much, Roo, and then Jordan is just looking so stressed about it being flagged. That's the brand.
Yeah. I feel like that represents the dynamic. Well, whatever happened with the recruiter? He was trafficking. we had a recruiter, or was it promoter? Is there someone else? A recruiter is a great name if we've not used it. Yeah. The other issue I find, and can I talk about something personal for a moment?
Mm.
There are people on the SOSA team that are single, including me. And
okay, where are you going to go with this?
I reference someone that I've gone on a date with. You know, it's like there are so many nondescript names or like really common names. Like how many like I don't know Nicks do you know? And just so I find that I'm like, oh yeah, the so and so, and I
do this.
I know, and I need to stop. I'm giving them like ACM like names, and this is a really bad crossover of personal life and SOSA, where I'm like, oh yeah, like we have like there's the accountant bad guy and the accountant that I want to.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I want to answer a couple questions.
Oh yeah, they are talking about promoter. Promoter did have the mask. The promoter ended up he was 3 years in prison, 7 years suspended.
If you want to mail us something, our address is on our website. It's just like contact. You can find it there. Somebody's asked about how to get hired or become a decoy. All of that information is on our LinkedIn. So just keep an eye on there and we'll post any new openings on LinkedIn. Oh, is that you commenting or somebody else?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Was this too, should we have, I could have kept it more, but I know like members only we kind of do, but.
Well, I hope y'all know, obviously we take these cases so seriously. Sometimes we have to find a little spot of humor in a case because that's what helps us keep going. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there are times where it's like we were so desperate for just like a little bit of comfort, and we were in an Airbnb that didn't have a tea kettle, that I was like boiling water in like a really large pot just so we could have tea. It's just, you know.
Yes.
What is the fastest time that PD can get a team to raid together? So we are working with like, we work with different law enforcement teams. Sometimes that's ICE, sometimes that's SWAT, sometimes that's a tactical unit. And especially those people that are like tactical. There's one guy that we've worked with, and maybe if he watches at this point, he knows that I'm talking about him. He was on the tactical side. And so he was like running the entire tactical team. And sometimes it's like 25 people. And so it can be pretty advanced, and it can be like they're ready to go. Like they're ready to go. Yeah. So it can be pretty fast. Somebody asked how my Diet Coke problem is going. I have had one today. I have tried to cut back by attempting to find other beverages that are not water that I also enjoy, but it is difficult.
Somebody else asked about your embroidery, and I want to show what you made me for my birthday because it's so cute. So for those of you who don't know, Roo is a very talented embroiderist. I don't know if that's the word.
This is technically cross stitch, folks.
But look at this. Is that not gorgeous? It makes me so happy.
Yeah, it is. These are the things that if you go on Jordan's Instagram, she likes to sew. If you go on Oriana, she likes to play the fiddle. Josiah is really into fashion. Like everyone's got a thing. And sometimes we have multiple little things. Anyway, yeah, Diet Coke issue. Let's just be careful. Roo's Coke issue sounds way more dramatic than it is.
No. Oh yeah, somebody has that higher tier and keeps forgetting to join the Discord. Join us. It's really fun. We have a good time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed stitching that for Jordan. And then for whatever reason, like our birthdays have overlapped with ops in some way. So I was able to do more on an op, which is nice.
Yes.
The decoy house that you guys film in, do you ever feel like a wave of emotions when you step inside it? And when you leave, do you just feel relieved? So we do, we always change the decoy house. And so every time we go into a decoy house, it's like, all right, this is the new headquarters for a short bit. And we really liked our last decoy house, actually. There were so many like interesting little things in that decoy house. So it's kind of fun to like walk around and, kind of see our surroundings. And then when we leave, it's kind of like, thank you, little house. You served us very well.
Yeah. And I also feel like, every time we go to start our day, the rest of our team is there. And so we're saying good morning. And I don't know, there's a lot of camaraderie that helps it easier.
Who's everyone's favorite decoy? Oh, interesting. She said mine's Jade. Jade was our 16-year-old trafficked girl. Also, Jordan, can you just tell people how to join the Discord if they are an insider?
Yes. So if you already have that $9.99 a month tier, you can go to our posts, like our community posts, and you'll see one that you have access to, and it has the link in there.
Are the decoy houses already furnished? So in season 1 and season 2 of Undercover Underage, no, but now they are. Yes.
Ava asks, how do you deal with emotions after an op? I can't imagine the things you carry with you. Yeah, I mean, Roo often says you can't do this work and, emerge unscathed, which is true.
Not completely, yeah.
But we all have our little things that we do to try to, remove some of that effect. And it's like a lot of bringing really cute things to the op, or trying to find a moment to sit together and have breakfast before we start our day. Or on this last one, you and Oriana went on a little walk in the sunshine in the morning.
And that really helped. And also sometimes we know we're going to eat garbage. So I made sure on this last op, my breakfast was always healthy. And then but then when we come home, that's another story. And I feel like usually I'm right back into it in the thick of it with parenting. And so trying to find times to carve out for myself. Last night I ended up spending for me, it's been a lot lately. I had 2 ops in a row, and I ended up anyway, I went to the gym yesterday, and that really helped. And I took my time. I'm old, not older, but you know what I mean. I'm old enough now where I have to start thinking about mobility. So I did mobility, and then I did weights, and then I stretch, and that felt really good. And that was a helpful way to unwind.
Stretching is the best.
Would you ever consider 1 episode a week instead of every 2? I hate waiting so long between lives and episodes.
Oh, we would love to.
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this.
Okay.
You have plenty of episodes. If you think about it, Undercover Underage, season 1 and season 2, it would be a year. More than a year would go by. You'd get 6 episodes, and a year would go by, you'd get 8 episodes. We have given you so many episodes this year alone. We could do it that way, where it's here's 8 episodes, see you in a year. Here's 6 episodes, see you in a year. We've given how many episodes so far this year? 13.
Something like that, yeah.
And then you're about to get another 6 more. So it's, I feel like at this point, it's
we do not have the team that we had on Undercover Underage. We have 4 people working on post.
Warner Brothers Discovery backing this. So the editors, before, I remember there was all of this huge editing team in this big office and a million screens everywhere and people working around the clock. And now it's 2 guys. One of them is in his basement. We need to start feeding him just vegetables because he's glued to his desk. He's hunched over like Quasimodo in the bell tower, just editing episodes for you. So we cannot.
He'll call me on a Monday and I'll be like, "Oh, what'd you do this weekend?" He was like, "Oh, I worked." And it's we are working really hard. Please know that.
Yes. So keep, and then of course, if we're all right, we could do it. We could give you 8 episodes and then not talk to you for a year, but we like doing it this way. So for those of you who are sticking it out with us on the every other week episode rate, I appreciate it. We really appreciate it.
Athena says membership episodes come out quicker, cough, cough, which is true.
It's true. But think about, I don't know, what are some other TV shows that you have to wait? The Pit. You have to wait a long time before the next season of The Pit. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. But thank you for watching them and thank you for loving them. That makes us feel really nice.
Do you ever have family members of the men try to reach out to you? Sometimes. And sometimes we want to offer support to access to therapy, because if you think about it, it's never just the perpetrator. There's always a lot of collateral damage. That perpetrator often has parents, a wife, kids, a job, and or maybe this person is now in prison and is no longer making an income, and that family has to deal with the loss of that income. So there's a lot.
We did never get to that question about favorite decoy. I don't know if you have one in mind, but I think maybe mine is one that you guys haven't seen yet, and it's not even on this next season, and it's on the next season of the show. And I think it's because of how the bedroom turned out. It's like a little Jordan core, which I did myself, but I'm excited for that one.
Jack says Predator Poachers does around 30 to 40 episodes every month. All right, babe, go watch Predator Poachers. I don't know what to tell you. We're not them.
Yeah, we also have this whole nonprofit side of things.
We're not just like, even when there's no TV show, we're still doing this work. I mean, when there was years between the last episode of Undercover Underage and the first episode of SOSA Undercover, and we're still constantly working. And now
we're working. Sorry, keep going.
No, after you.
I haven't had lunch, and I know we have a lot left to do. So should we take like 2 more questions?
Yeah.
Okay. If we have any, I don't know if I missed any. I want to scroll up.
Why didn't you eat lunch yet? It's 2:00.
We had a lot.
I know. We had a fire drill.
There are things happening, guys. And this month is a big month for us, fundraising wise, because we have Giving Tuesday coming up, which is a big deal for our organization. Ooh. Why would you do that? You're not even eligible to be president.
I am not eligible to run for president. I'm sorry.
I'm eligible
because I was not born here.
Wait, how do you do it? Do you just...
Yeah, you click show.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Comment and then click show, and then you can click hide.
So thank you for loving our silly shorts and reels. Those are really fun to make, to like break up a little of the serious content. We have a lot more coming up, so excited to share.
Actually, it's got to be on your phone. We recreated that.
It is.
I haven't even seen it. Will you send it to me?
Yeah, it's really funny. There's a little twist that I think you guys will like.
How do you guys feel about minors watching your content? I know it can be heavy, but a lot of it is good awareness. I think it is great for parents and caregivers to watch these episodes with their kids. I think it is a great tool for bringing up conversations around just like online safety. My daughters watch this. One chooses not to, just because for her it's too creepy and scary, especially with mom being involved. But I think it is a really, really helpful tool. And like, your mileage may vary because a lot of it can be dark. But if your kid has access to a phone, an iPad, or like a public school bus, they're seeing a lot more than we think.
One thing we've heard a lot is even that like a minor will watch the show and then realized what happened was wrong and then tell a trusted adult. And then, I mean, that's amazing for us to hear.
Yeah. The fact that like this really is an awareness arm for us. Yeah. And the fact that people are able to feel validated, survivors are able to feel validated is really important to us.
Yeah. People are taking this president thing seriously.
I can't. I wasn't born here. I'm an immigrant. Immigrants can't run for president.
Maybe you can't do it, guys. Also, you've been a decoy, so I think you probably couldn't do it anyways.
Because of...
They're just, things exist in the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just my thought. Well, we are so excited for next Thursday. It's a really good episode. And we're going to post a couple of little sneak peeks before then, just to give you a taste. But keep an eye out for that. If you're at our top membership tier, come join us on Discord. We'd love to chat. What else?
Yeah, I've been quiet because I had a series of just weird things happen. But you do have fun on there.
Mm.
Jordan, you could be Secret Service. Okay, I'm into that. No, I need you to stay with me. Never mind. Bad idea.
What are you trying to do?
Terrible idea. The only way you're allowed to leave SOSA is if because you decide you want to go open a bookstore somewhere and live this lifestyle.
Ugh. That'd be so nice.
Maybe I'll join you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Well, ooh. Frankly, I should not be in charge of most things. I mean, this is kind of the extent of it. Yes. Well, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you being here, spending time with us. Oh, I could be president and you could be Secret Service.
I see. Because I'm taller than you and then able to protect
I was
you.
just going to say, I feel like when we're all traveling, I'm the travel husband. I'm protecting everyone. Don't go corporate or government. No, when I sit and I think about worries that like Jordan's going to leave SOSA, I know it's going to be because she's going to like work for the Home Depot gardening section. That's what it's
farmer.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. And maybe we can come back and answer any questions that end up popping up on the YouTube after this. But I appreciate you, and we're looking forward to watching with you on Thursday. I'm like the tallest one on the team, Trevor. I'm 5'5". Jordan's 5'1". Shelby's 5 feet. Oriana's 5'1". I'm one of the taller ones here. Okay.
Yes.